Yeah, hello and welcome to my today's review of the Lanparte VMP-01 baseplate. You can see here. To be precise, this one is the most advanced baseplate from Lanparte, as it's equipped with a second generation QR system here on top, which you can see here at this lever. And this is the second generation, and it's quite unique because it also accepts a clip-on movement. So you don't need the space behind the QR base to slide in the camera. And as it's now also equipped with a way longer QR plate, which is quite nice for longer cameras with multiple mounting threads, I really have to say that this QR system is really one of the best out there actually. By the way, you don't need the VMP-01 if you want this QR system. You also get this QR system additionally, so you can mount it everywhere. Or you can also get, for example, way cheaper BP-02, which is the upgraded standard base plate without the Sony V-Lock mechanism. Because, and this is the unique point of this base plate here, this is equipped with a Sony V-Lock at the bottom. And I have to say, this is the one and only baseplate I would recommend if you really want such a Sony V-Lock system, because here the coding is way better compared to other systems. It's sliding way better than other systems, and it also has way less play. By the way, I also will show you a very, very easy modification which you can achieve in 5 seconds or so. So this connection, together with the Sony VCT14 plate here, so you get absolutely no play anymore in between these two connections, and so you really get a very, very nice and high quality performance, also lock wise. As I mentioned already, this here is the Sony VCT plate. This is the original one, the older full metal one. By the way, one point I wanted to mention is I also made a comparison in between this VCT14 plate to two other VCT-U14 plates I had in the past, and I can tell you at this point, just get the older model. It's way better in every aspect, and you just pay about 30-40 bucks, maybe more, and believe me, you will be happy with it, and yeah, you won't be with VCT-U14. But if you really want to see all the differences, or if you are interested in the differences, just check out my video, because there is, as mentioned, also a comparison video within my channel. Okay, but let's start with the features a little bit more in detail. As already mentioned, this is the second upgraded system, and I have here my Nikon F56 dummy with a cheap lens and with a QR plate mounted already lying here. As mentioned, it's now way longer. And with this way longer QR plate, also compared to the first generation of this QR system, you also have the chance. First, as I already mentioned, you can clip it on. And as you can see, it's very easy. And now you also have a chance, for example, to mount the camera very far at the front. And you still have the option to move it even further to the front. So for example, if you want to use a lens stabilizer clamp, or if you want to use a follow focus very close to the body, this is now possible. And such a very front heavy mounting is not possible, for example, with a 501 PL system or with the older first generation. And as you can see, it's even getting further. And that's also very nice if you have, for example, a very long camera, because you can also move it to the back more and mount it more to the back, and you still have enough space at the front, for example, for your rods, for your accessories. Really, really nice. By the way, as long as you don't lock this knob here, you can move, or it's possible to move, let's say it that way, the plate to the front and to the back. And as soon as you're in the position you want to have it, you just move this to the front, and it's locking into place. And it's as long locking as you push this security pin outwards, and then you can unlock it again. And the nice point is you can also clip it off. So and this is a little bit weird, because Lanparte only showed on their website that it's a clip-on mechanism, and first I thought it's only possible to clip it on, and then you need to remove it to the back. But it's possible both ways, and I really love this system, I have to say. Okay, this is according to the QR system. As already mentioned, if you want to use this on a slider, on a chip, on a Steadicam, or wherever, you can also get, for example, just the base from a few dealers, which is priced at around 50-60 bucks or so. It was cheaper a few months ago, but yeah, you can also get just the base if you want to mount your camera somewhere else. And with the upgrade base, there is then also a 1/4 inch and 3 to 8 inch mounting hole included. Here not, because this one is especially designed. As you can see here, also there is a notch. This one here is just especially designed for this base plate and also for the Baseplate 02. Yeah, well, this is according. This was the point according to the QR system. You also get here, for example, a mounting point for your replacement screws or additional screws. You also get a bubble here on top, which is quite nice. And don't forget, this is also equipped like every other QR system with sliding mechanism I know, with a security pin. So as long as you don't push this pin, you can also don't move it too far to the front or to the back, so it's falling out. You always need to push the pin. But I think you don't need it that often. At least I didn't need it that often till now, because I always unclip or clip the camera off, let's say it that way. Very unique. By the way, this baseplate is also very nice coated. I have to say this is one of the best coatings I've ever seen. Also rod-wise, for example, the Lanparte rods are really nice coated. I use this now very, very often, and I don't have that much scratches on it. Only where here you can see it a little bit that it got used multiple times, but not real deep scratches like with cheap equipment. By the way, this is also very important. This baseplate offers a dual rod support. As you can see here, this is the first, this is the second, or at the front is the smaller one, at the back is the bigger one. You can use this multiple ways. I used it always to stabilize the whole rig better. For example, because with a single rod clamp, there is always the risk that, for example, this one screw, this small screw, which is sometimes the case with cheaper base plates, is too weak and it's breaking. And that's just not possible with a dual rod support. And here you also get a very, very, very unique feature. Besides the fact that you can also, for example, mount 2 rods at the back and with different height 2 rods at the front, you can, and you need to unlock these knobs first, this here and this here. Okay, and now this is very unique. You have this knob here, and with this knob you can screw it down. For example, I'm screwing it down now very slowly, and you also can screw it up. And by the way, this bigger one here is the one which is connected to this knob, and this at the back here is just a normal a manual one. So if you want, for example, to use a mat box at the front, you can use different rods, and you can use separate rods at the back, and you still get the height adjustment feature with this knob here. And I have to say, first I thought that this knob is maybe a little bit too weak mechanical wise. But till now, I never had any problems. And if you really want to get a little bit, or if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, just hold your rig a little bit and support this mechanic so it's not wearing out that fast. But I have to say, especially with a mat box, and although I don't use mat boxes by myself, I borrowed a few times one, and this feature is really, really nice. I mean, you don't need it that often if you use the same camera, but let's say you're mounting a borrowed camera and you need to readjust anything. This is really, really nice, and you get it for free if you buy this base plate. So really nice, I have to say. By the way, I also got 2 rods. These are not the original ones. There were way longer rods included. As mentioned, also these rods are really, really nice. You can also get end caps for it. I think they're using M12 threads, so metric 12 threads. You can get end caps, and you can also extend the rods. So the original Lanparte rods are really nice, and I really like the quality of them. But let's get to the most important point, as already mentioned, the Sony V-Lock system. And as said, I really love the quality of this. And I now will show you. As you can see here, I now have the pin is now inside, so it's unlocked. Now it's in the locked position. You just need to press this here, unlock it, and it's in again. So now it's unlocked, and you can move the plate onto the VCT14. And now, yeah, it's that easy. And the huge pro of this setup is, and I didn't show it to you till now, you have a lot of mounting threads. And this is really unique because, for example, I bought this system because of my Benro H10 head I had over a few months. Now I'm using a Focus HD, by the way, from Cartoni. But the problem was with this head that the movement was very limited. So balancing the head with a very back-heavy rig, like with a normal standard DSLR rig, which are mostly back-heavy because you have the battery at the back, because you have a counterweight at the back, and so on. That's always a problem. And here, you don't have a problem at all, because you can mount the plate here, you can mount the QR plate off your tripod here, and so you can also compensate very front-heavy or very back-heavy loads. And this is very, very unique, and especially if you plan to mount, or if you want, let's say that way, option to mount your shoulder rig very, very fast and very easy onto your tripod and remove it again, then this plate is really unique. By the way, this is also very nice because, for example, if you have a sliding plate fluid head, and you always want to stay at the same position, or you have a head, for example, with a slide-in mechanism where you cannot clip on, like this QR plate here, then, for example, your accessory parts are in the way of the legs of the head. For example, if you want to let the handles on your rig, this is all not a problem here, because you can upgrade your sliding plate tripod head with this clip-on mechanism, and the plate is always staying at the same place. So your head is still leveled and you can remove your rig. Although your head is, for example, a sliding head, like the already mentioned Focus HD head I use, for example. So you can also upgrade your tripod head with this plate here, and you get more comfortability. By the way, before I'm talking too long again, I also want to show you the modification. And for the modification, you just need such a textile type of a little bit thicker sticky tape. As you can see, it's very, very sticky one, and I'm using teaser because they are of a very high quality. And I'm using textile sticky tape because it's a little bit thicker and it's also dampening a little bit. And the point is why you need this. As you can see here, I hope you can see it. There is a pile of this sticky tape, I think 3 or 4 pieces, small pieces, because otherwise the problem was, and this was the case with every VCT plate I had, also the copy from JVC I think I had, because otherwise this point here, this part here, I don't know if you can see it, okay, now you can see it, this part here is not going going to the front enough to release this knob at the front, because you need to release this at the front, as you can see now, and then it's locking, and it's just not working if you don't add here or on the base plate here. Okay, here's the reflection here, a little bit of sticky tape, and you can add it you can add that much until it's releasing. By the way, this is the first modification. The second, so it's a very easy modification, and I always put this in my bag so I can replace it. Although, for example, I mounted the rig system now for 30 times, 40 times, and I never replaced this one. So it's really, really stable and working like a charm, I have to say. Another problem is a little bit, and this is the least problem with the original VCT plates, and this is the point where I also recommended to get these older ones, the side play. As you can see now, there is, okay, I'm putting it on the table, there is no side play, absolutely no side play. And this is really nice because even, and by the way, even with a high payload, there is no play. And it's very annoying if you, for example, move your camera and you're touching your camera and you always have a little bit of movement inside this connection here. And this you can achieve by cutting two very small parts. So I think 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters or so of this sticky tape, and you need to place it here. Okay, you don't see this very well. Just place it inside this groove here, where the groove starts, and here one piece. I think I will add a picture here so you can see it a little bit better. But the point is, as soon as you have here in this groove here and in this groove here, Inside, you need to place it at this side here and at this side here, because then the VMP1 is touching these parts before it's touching this metal part. And the point is, because it's also has a little bit of a dampening, it's also compensating the play in between the two metal parts. And so it's working like a charm without any play. So, well, that was it more or less. I hope you enjoyed it. And as you can see, lock it and you're ready to shoot. And I have to say, this is really one of the most flexible and most unique and nicest baseplate systems I know of. So if you really have a little bit of money, you can invest in an upgrade. Or if you really plan to make a good a rig system or overall, then really, yeah, keep this in mind that this baseplate is really unique and it's really worth its price. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Subscribe if you like. There are many other videos planned. The next one should be the Focus HD review, fluid head review, although I don't know if I have time to make this now. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.